Hello and welcome back to How to RP in WoW. I am, as always, Inquisitor Ara, and today we will be taking a look at the Draenei. Please note that these are just guidelines to socially acceptable RP in WoW. There is pretty much a niche for every type and style of RP. What I'm putting out here are the generally accepted guidelines that will not get you ridiculed. I think the first and most important thing that we need to talk about is that you are, in fact, an alien. Your people, and likely you, were born on either Argus or Draenei. In either case, you are very familiar with both the Burning Legion and the Naru, as the former has chased you from your home twice now, and the latter helped you flee, some Naru making the greatest sacrifice in order to see you escape, Maru, for example. The second most important thing to understand is that you, no matter what your class, worship the light. This is common. You all have a very deep connection to the light through the Naru. Because of this close connection, you are functionally immortal. You will not die of old age or disease, only if killed in combat through physical wounds. And it is entirely possible to RP a Draenei who has made both the trek from Argus as well as Draenei, making you over 25,000 years old. As such, Draenei do not really measure age in years or numbers, but in deeds performed in service of the light. As such, Draenei age quite slowly and do not mature as fast as the shorter-lived races do. Therefore, it is simply not possible for you to have been born on Azeroth and be an adult. There are written accounts of Draenei children on Draenei who remained virtually unchanged for 30 years. Considering the crash of the Exodar was only about 10 years ago, and many Draenei died there, anyone born on Azeroth would still be a child. There are only two half Draenei in World of Warcraft's lore, Garona Halfworken and Lantresser of the Blade. Neither of them look Draenei. Neither of them act Draenei. Neither of them are accepted into Draenei society. So half Draenei are likely to be half orcs, and probably the result of a rather unpleasant union, and unlikely to be tolerated. Also, please refer back to the crash of the Exodar. Half Draenei, half Azerothian children would be less than 10 years old, still children, and still far too young to influence anything in World of Warcraft's storyline. If you are a shaman, which the Draenei have shaman, you could not have been a shaman prior to the crash of the Exodar. Simply put, Nabundo was the first Draenei shaman, and he only turned to those teachings after Shatrath was sacked and he became broken. Even if you had been called by the elements, you wouldn't have succumbed, because shamanism at the time was not viewed in the same positive light as it is now. The Draenei now regard shamanism as an alternative path to the light, which is a completely unique viewpoint for them. That being said, anything besides Death Knight is okay, though especially priests, called Anchorites, and paladins, called Vindicators, are elevated generally a bit higher due to their connection with the light. And not all Draenei are nice, nor are they uncorruptible. Now, while it's true that the Draenei, most likely because they are so long-lived, are very wise and very caring, they have been through quite a lot, and not all of them think being open and nice is the best way to approach life. Vindicators quite often are very forward. They're judgmental. They're vengeful. They are the holy warriors of the light, charged with the protection of their people at all costs. They are less concerned with the doctrines of the priesthood, and more concerned with tactics, warfare, and battle. Remember, More than half of your people are Minari. Archimond and Kil'jaeden were corrupted. Exarch Otar was corrupted and became Sakrathar. There is a whole faction of corrupted Draenei called the Sargerai. These guys are a stain on your civilization. They are a stain on your honor. You do not like any of this stuff. And you especially frown on the use of fel magic. You know that humans are using it. You know that gnomes are using it. You know that Worgen are using it. You don't like it when they use it around you. You have cautioned many times about the dangers of fel magic and of the demons, having a considerable amount of experience in that arena yourselves. That being said, you will probably never ever find a Draenei playable person who is a Warlock, because that person would be cast out of Draenei society. And if they are cast out of Draenei society, the Alliance, whom they are very closely allied with, is very likely to do the same thing. If you want to roleplay a Draenei, there are a few simple things you should keep in mind. The Draenei are the embodiment of grace under pressure. They have suffered greatly at the hands of the Burning Legion, and yet they are still somehow so connected to the light and so good that they seem almost incorruptible. That being said, it is okay to be a little rough around the edges. Your naturalists, like your hunters and your paladins and your warriors, they're going to be like that naturally because they are generally defenders of your people. It is okay to be a little bit gruffer when playing those specific classes. But always remember, you are of the light. No matter what path you walk, what class you roll, and where your hooks take you, you are of the light. You are creatures of the light. The Naru have protected you and guided you for as long as you remember. Throughout the many, many years of your long life, you have never not worshipped the light, and it has brought you a strength and a purpose and a clarity and wisdom that makes you extraordinarily valuable to the Alliance. Well, that is it for the Draenei version of how to RP in WoW. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this video useful. Please feel free to comment and like below, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and the Angry Healers blog, as well as the Dalaran Academy podcast, a member of the D20 Crit Network. Links are listed in the description below. Until next time, keep cool, and we will see you in the world of Warcraft.